In the air, we have Azazel ready to pounce versus Cloystra and her Depth Guard, who look pretty badass. I mean, Chosen a Corner badass, but they look badass. Harrison versus Cristian. Slaanesh versus Vampire Coast. Let's see how this goes. It's going to be a quick one, as you could tell, and that's how Slaanesh likes to run it. Here on Imperial Road. A fine map, a good map. And what do we got? Plenty of Marauders, just a numbers game. Lots and lots of units. Lots of infantry, lots of Morghuls, animated Hulks. Chosen, or not Chosen, Chaos Knights. All the good stuff. Everything you'd expect from both sides, I guess. Now, I understand my big critique right now would probably be on... I think the Vampire Coast Christian's build is fine. It's typical, it's standard. It should be able to handle just about anything that Slaanesh could throw on them. But Harrison's build... I understand the Chaos Knights, but I don't see a real reason to bring them. Especially with all the halberds, animated hulks that can catch them. I mean, don't get me wrong, they're good. I don't see the purpose here, honestly. I guess if I was him, I'd send them to harass the home objective. Get some cycle charges in from 2 directions. Force him to play on that front. But he's got them on opposite sides of the map. So he's trying to do this big surround. Which would be nice, but... I think I would have traded that for more infantry or some Furies. And just basic Marauders should be... Marauders of Slaanesh should be more than enough to take on anything that the Vampire Coast can throw at them. The only thing that worries me is the Morghuls and the... Depth Guard. Yeah, those Depth Guard are not going to be pleasant for those poor Marauders. And here are the Furies. Fortunately, it's just 2 of them so far. Azazel's trying to poke and prod, although I would have preferred if... Ooh, downhill charge coming from the Knights, and then backs off last second. And rightly so. I mean, those Chaos Knights Slash are going to get murked. And I mean murked. It is hard. This zombie fortress that Cristian has built, it's not going to be easy. Not going to be easy to crack. I think just doing some slapping of the whip onto those Depth Guard, maybe bringing in some more numbers would be fine. Marauders, maybe even some Chaos Warriors. It's tough. Furies, I think Furies really are the only answer here. Pretty much can deal with most of his shooting, but even 40 models into 160 models, I don't know. It's tough. It's tough, but as long as he shuts down the shooting, takes good engagements, and he keeps retreating off the bat of all these charges he's making. Just being afraid to engage. I mean, it can be tough to decide which units to go in. Not only that, his front line of infantry haven't even gotten close to the front door. I think that's where we're missing right now. A 2-pronged attack. 2 from the first being the Furies, Knights coming in around the flanks, and then you have the infantry coming in. Just throwing away Furies like this isn't helping anyone, because those Morghuls are going to pick them up. Or you'd have to have them being shot in the back by these zombie mobs. Yeah, look at that. Just disappeared. We all know how I feel about Demon crumbling, so they're going to be done as soon as they escape. There's no way to bait it out, too. It's just... I just don't know. It's tough. I think the only real answer is to go wide. Because I remember playing a game like this against Norska, and I went really wide with plenty of Marauders, and it's just too difficult right now. Just too difficult with these elite cav that really aren't paying for themselves, aren't doing anything, and he's got more infantry finally. Oh, sorry about that. And it's gonna take too long for them to get here, and by the time they do, points will be taken. Shit. Cristian could just keep reinforcing. It's just downhill, honestly. Harrison's not even close to having the same amount of value. Well, the difference is only 1,000, but still. Just cutting through this much chaff is impossible for Slaanesh at this point. It's not like they're corn where they could actually grab value quickly with a nice burst of a melee attack and destroy everything. You get some nice cycle charge damage. Yeah, that's the thing about Slaanesh now. It's just they can't really cycle charge anything. You can't really get into flanks. You can't really get into rear charges. And even if you do, it's really not. I mean, you're getting into what? 200-300 value? Not even. Some of these units. Love these Death Guard. They're gonna beat the Mirror Guard, no problem. Oh, and there's bombs too. And eventually the bats will show up. Oh, it's so bad. Yeah, there's just no good engagements. No way he can take any really good engagements. This defense is impregnable. He is getting some surrounds, and he is winning some fights. But they're against chaff units, and they're not really going to last that long. Whip was kind of meh. Animated Hulks are still a problem. Got a lot of mass coming in for cheap. There's no way to really take those out efficiently because most of the infantry's tied up with mobs. Furious trying to get these, only to get countercharged by Animated Hulks. So yeah, there's just too much mass. This is the problem with a lot of infantry builds. You can't really deal with it. Even if they're shittier infantry, you just don't have the numbers to cut through all of them. Like, what's the point? That's why a lot of people hate playing against Skaven, and I don't blame them. You kill 10 of them, cool, 10 more show up for cheap. Like, your one unit has to now cut through 10 of theirs, and then cost the same. Ugh. By the time you do, they'll have an elite unit that will shoot down all your elite units, and goodbye. And that's the game. That's kind of what's going on right here. Chaos just being so expensive as it is. Yeah. Yeah, Harrison's now going to be down 2,000 value. And I don't see how he can come back from this. He's down 7 units. He's got Marauder Horsemen, but I think they're a little too late. They can come do some harassment. But, yeah, there's no big burst of damage that he could do to really take out all these units. And he was trying to snipe Cloistra, but, yeah, that's not going to happen. She ain't no bitch. You got some awkward shooting right here. Mobs can't even get through because of the knights. Ooh, and yeah, these knights are going to be that. These knights can't even get their attacks in properly. Most of that damage is just from the charge alone, I think. Maybe some shooting from before, but yeah, the awkwardness there. Poor Zazel. I mean, he's Slaanesh. He likes being, you know, surrounded. If you know what I mean. But yeah, he finally escapes. Although, I guess that was a waste of a... So yeah, just a waste of his summons, from what I could see. And even though it's a waste, Cristian's still up over 2,000 value. There's just no way he can just cleave through most of these units, honestly. I don't know, if I was to do this, I think I would have had the Marauders with the Spears, some Forsaken. Maybe 3-4 Furies? And some Chaos Warriors in the reserve. The problem also is, how do you deal with Depth Guard or anything with armor at that point then? I don't know. Never mind, I do know. Furies. They'll cleave them through them quick. Chariots suck. They wouldn't be able, and they get shot down too fast. And Marauder Horsemen would probably be the other way. Yeah, it's just a gold white build. I think really it's just a starting army with the Mirror Guard, Azazel, and probably change out Azazel for the Herald. And the 2 knights for... You could do 2 horsemen. Or no, I'd still think Forsaken might be the way to go. With just how many numbers are. But then you got Animated Hulks and Morgul's. It's just... I mean, that's what the Spear variants are for, right? I hope you guys enjoyed that one. If you did, please like, sub. We're on the road to 1,000. And come check out the stream Fridays, 12 p.m. Central Standard Time. Alright, with all that said, y'all have a good one. Peace and goodbye for now.